This week in history.
Three, two, one, zero.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
All right, Johnny. So first up I got for you this week is that Mussolini, he's going to end women's suffering or women's suffrage on May 12th, 1928, because he recognizes, hey, look, women, they're delicate flowers, and we don't want them to suffer.
That's excellent.
wrong.
That is such a truly compassionate leader. I in high school got 125 signatures on a petition to end women's suffrage before it was taken away from me, and I was reprimanded by my female chemistry teacher.
Well, she must be some kind of feminazi who wants women to suffer, right?
I thought so too.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Clearly, Mussolini thought that women working and having the right to vote was a burden on them. So Mussolini, he just said, "You're not going to do that anymore."
You don't have to do that anymore. I mean, you're not allowed to, but you don't have to. Lightening the load.
Italy, at this point in time, or in all of its history, pretty much, since Catholicism has been invented, was the center of Catholicism. And Catholicism isn't exactly the best in regards to women's rights.
No. They're kind of vessels for children to pop out of.
Pretty much.
And little more than that.
Yeah. But somehow, in the early 1900s, Italian women did earn the right to vote and did hold some jobs. But this all comes to an end when Mussolini made the suffrage movement basically illegal. He ousted women from the workplace, or substantially the vast majority of the workplace, which is a really smart move when war's on the horizon.
Yeah, I'm guessing
they're going to go and fight, and you might need those women to go and work and make bullets, but we'll worry about that in 10 years. You
just offer them their jobs back. Say, excuse me, no rights still, but could you help maybe, please?
They reinstated the ideals that women's places in the kitchen, barefoot, pregnant, and baking pies.
Well,
because that's not a bad thing.
No,
I like
it's totally fine. I mean, they're taken care of. They're contributing to humanity with having more children,
which is going to be necessary when World War II rolls around and we kill half the children.
Yeah, because a lot of them are going to die. Sorry about you.
He puts laws in place restricting voting to only males 21 years old and older. So,
yeah, that seems
okay.
Seems about right.
Which, you know what, to be fair, I'm okay with that 21-year-old thing. Like that
21,
whole,
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, 18-year-olds voting, my daughter's not the smartest kid in the world, and I say that with the utmost love.
No, I mean 18, you don't have any experience at 18.
Yeah, she's not real life smart. And I don't.
The only reason they let them vote at 18 is because they want to ship them off to wars to go and die. So yeah, that's the only reason. Because they're also dumb enough to sign up to go do that for nothing.
That's probably true too. In addition to this age restriction and sex restriction, he also made everybody pay a syndicate tax of 100 lire, which is equivalent to $26 today. So he made you pay a tax to vote. Could you imagine, even if it's a $26 voting tax today, how that would impact voting in the U.S.?
Oh my gosh, there would be people standing outside City Hall with signs.
And if they're not white people with guns, they would probably be getting arrested.
Well, there's that, but
women would gain much of their rights back in 1945 when Mussolini, is machine gunned down, like we talked about in This Week in History, because, well, when you're a dictator and the Merkins come over, we'll kill you.
Yeah, that'll happen.
The next thing, Johnny, I got for you is that Pope Innocent IV has a papal bull decree called the Ad Extrapanda on May 15th, 1252, which guaranteed everybody had an extra panda.
You're going to have to clarify that.
Yeah, I'll clarify it up. So what? So a papal bull is basically a pope's decree, a pope law.
Right.
And ad extra panda, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing it horribly wrong, but whatever, it actually authorized and limited the use of torture by the Inquisition as a tool for interrogation. They said, listen, we don't like you heretics and non Catholics, so we're going to go ahead and authorize the Inquisition to come around and torture the hell out of you.
All right. Yeah, I went a different way in trying to figure it out. And I was just curious as to why people had a single panda to
And why
begin
they,
with, and then why they might need an extra one. Uh,
yeah,
so that I guess that clears it up for me.
it doesn't make a whole lot of
Anyway.
sense, right? Well, it's out of response to one of these inquisitors, Saint Peter of Verona, wound up being killed by Cathar sympathizers. So basically, people who aren't Catholic that didn't want to be Catholic and didn't want to be tortured to be Catholic wound up killing one of these inquisitors who was torturing them on
I
April 6th.
mean, I didn't want to say he had it coming.
But he had it coming.
It kind of sounds like he might have had it coming.
So, in response, the Pope, issued this decree, and he argued that heretics are, and I quote this, murderers of souls as well as robbers of God's sacraments and of the Christian faith, and should be coerced as thieves and bandits are coerced into confessing their errors and accusing others. Although one must, Johnny, here's the important part,
All
one
right.
must stop short of danger to life or limb. So we can torture you, but we can't, cut off your fingers or legs or arms or appendages, and we can't kill you. So this is essentially the 1252 version of waterboarding.
I mean, wasn't one of the punishments that they like put them in a barrel and let them wallow in their own feces until they just died of that? I
Quiet,
guess,
Johnny.
to be fair, the torturing didn't kill them. It was their own filth.
Yeah, it was their own filth. It's their own
So
filthy.
they died of some disease
No,
that God probably smote them with.
they died, Johnny, because they didn't confess their sins and
Yeah, that's
accept
fair.
Catholicism as the one and only true religion.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
That's the reason why they died. There were these three parameters that were put in place on this add extra pandas. It was that you cannot cause loss of life or limb.
Yeah.
Said that. It can only be used once. Like you can only use this. Like if you're going to waterboard them, you can only do it once, and then you got to move
Come on,
on to
guys,
something
be
else.
original.
You gotta keep it up. You gotta keep changing this up. In that the
You used the toe screws last week. You can't do that again this week.
and this is the important part, is that the inquisitor doing the torturing must have deemed that the evidence against the accused to be virtually certain. Like, look, I'm pretty sure this guy isn't a Catholic, so because I'm pretty sure he's not a Catholic, that gives me the right to torture him.
So
If I'm only partially sure, I
right.
can't torture him.
So the guy that they hire and pay money to do torturing, who I'm just gonna guess that a person willing to do that job gets some enjoyment out of that job. They needed to make sure that that guy said that, yeah, I think this is definitely the case and I need to torture them.
Yep.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I don't see
Fair enough.
anything wrong with that. That's, I mean, really great rules.
Great rules, right? And the last part is that it enables the state to take a portion of the property that would be confiscated from the victim as heretics.
Yeah.
In exchange, the state bore the burden of carrying out the penalty, i.e., death penalty, as the Catholic Church didn't have one.
Oh, okay. That's nice. That's nice.
So basically, what it boils down to is the Catholic Church can't do death penalties.
Right.
And in order to get the state to agree to this whole bullshit, they're going to give them a bribe.
Right.
And then in exchange for that bribe, the state gets to execute them when they confess their sins.
I mean, the state carries out the necessary punishment, which may or may not be death, but is most likely death.
Oh, it's death. It's definitely death.
Always death. And that's This Week in History.